Stop wasting money. 10 UK spice brands to avoid too worth every penny opening scene. The £2.49 mistake. It started with a curry. Not just any curry, a Friday night chicken tikka masala, carefully prepared after a long week. Fresh tomatoes. Proper marinated chicken. Cream measured perfectly. But when the spices hit the pan, nothing. No aroma. No depth. No warmth. Just dust. That £2.49 jar of premium garam masala, bought from a local UK supermarket shelf, looked the part. Fancy packaging. Gold lid. Claims of authentic flavor. But the flavor never showed up. And that's when the real question began: we wasting money on spices in the UK without even realizing it? Today, we're diving deep into the world of UK spice brands, the good, the disappointing, and the ones that are truly worth every penny. The hidden problem with UK supermarket spices. Here's something most people don't know: spices lose potency quickly. Once ground, spices begin losing essential oils, the compounds responsible for aroma and flavor. And many supermarket spice brands sit in warehouses for months before reaching shelves. In large retailers like Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, Morrisons, spices are often mass-produced, private-labeled, and designed for cost efficiency, not flavor intensity. This doesn't mean every jar is bad. But it does mean you're often paying for packaging, not potency. The 10 types of spice brands to avoid, and why. Instead of targeting brands unfairly, let's break down the types of spice brands that consistently disappoint. 1. The budget line track. You've seen them. Plain packaging. Lowest shelf. 80p pound, 1.20 per jar. These spices are often overground, too fine, losing oils, stored too long, sourced from bulk suppliers without strict freshness controls. They look like savings. But if you need to use 3 tablespoons instead of 1 to get flavor, you're not saving money. 2. The tourist packaging, brand bright colors. Cultural imagery. Words like authentic Indian blend or traditional Moroccan. But flip the jar. Produced in bulk facility. No origin transparency. No harvest date. The issue isn't authenticity claims, it's freshness. Spices are agricultural products. They vary seasonally. Brands that never mention sourcing often prioritize volume over quality. 3. The all-purpose overload brand. If a company sells 120 different spice blends, barbecue rubs, marinades, instant sauces, and dried herbs all under one umbrella, that's scale, not specialty. Great spice companies specialize in sourcing. Mass market ones specialize in distribution. There's a difference. For the extra fine powder problem, here's something most home cooks miss. When spices are ground too finely, they oxidize faster, lose aroma, quickly taste flat. If your paprika looks like talcum powder, it's probably been sitting around too long. 5. The no aroma test. Failure. Next time you buy a spice, open it. Smell it immediately. If you have to inhale deeply to detect anything, it's already stale. Fresh cumin should smell warm and earthy instantly. Fresh cinnamon should be sweet and woody. No smell equals no flavor. 6. The artificial anti-caking overuse. Many lower-cost brands add anti-caking agents. Small amounts are normal, but excessive additives dilute the spice. Check the ingredient list. If it says more than just the spice name, that's a red flag. 7. The blends with salt as first ingredient. Some curry powders and barbecue rubs list salt first. That means you're paying spice prices for salt. Always check the order of ingredients. 8. The warehouse clearance lines. Discount shops sometimes carry branded spices at extremely low prices. Ask yourself, why is it discounted? Often because it's near expiry. Spices don't go bad in a dangerous way, but they go bland. 9. The giant catering tubs for home use. Buying a 1 kilogram tub seems smart. But unless you're running a restaurant, you'll never finish it before flavor fades. The overpriced luxury label. With no transparency, some premium-looking brands charge £6 to £8 per small jar, but provide No harvest date, no origin, no roasting method, no batch info, premium price without premium information. Now, the two worth every penny. Let's talk about what actually deserves your money. 1. Specialist ethnic grocers, fresh stock rotation. In cities like London, Birmingham, Manchester, independent South Asian and Middle Eastern grocers often have higher stock rotation, fresher imports, whole spices instead of pre-ground. Whole spices last longer. Grinding at home changes everything. The aroma difference is shocking. 2. Transparent small batch. UK spice companies look for companies that list sourcing regions, mention harvest season, offer whole spices, sell in smaller quantities. Brands that treat spices like coffee or wine, seasonal, origin focused. Those are worth paying more for. The real cost of bad spices. Here's the truth: bad spices don't just ruin flavor. They make you add more salt, add more sugar, add more fat, overcook dishes trying to fix taste, and that costs more in the long run. How to buy spices smart in the UK: buy smaller quantities, choose whole over ground, store away from heat and light, avoid buying 12 jars at once, trust your nose. Final thought: next time you're standing in a supermarket aisle, holding a £1 jar and a £3 jar, ask yourself, am I paying for flavor? Or am I paying for dust? Because when spices are fresh, you don't need more ingredients. You don't need more sauce. You don't need more salt. You just need better quality. The £40 experiment that changed everything. After the disappointing curry night, something interesting happened. Instead of blaming the recipe, instead of blaming the cooking skills, a simple experiment was planned. £40. Same dishes, different spice sources. 3 shopping trips: a large supermarket chain, a discount retailer, a specialist independent spice shop in Birmingham. The goal: blind taste testing. No brand names revealed. No packaging bias. Just flavor. Round 1, the supermarket set. The jars looked impressive. Polished labels. Neatly sealed. Consistent branding. Purchased from a major branch of Tesco. Chicken curry prepared. Rice cooked. Same oil. Same onions. Same timing. The result? Mild aroma. Muted warmth. The flavor arrived late and left early. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't exciting. And that's the problem. Round 2, the discount basket from a discount chain near Manchester. Prices were almost half. The paprika looked bright red. The cumin looked promising. But once heated in oil, the aroma vanished in seconds. In fact, more spice had to be added halfway through cooking just to reach baseline flavor. And that's where people get tricked. Cheap spice isn't always cheaper. If you double the quantity to compensate for weak flavor, you're actually spending more. Round 3, the independent grocer, a small family-owned shop. No fancy lighting. No glossy branding. Just stacked sacks of whole spices. The smell hit before the door even closed. Cumin seeds were scooped fresh. Coriander seeds packed in paper. Turmeric sold whole and ground weekly. Same recipe. Same measurements. Same method. The difference? Immediate fragrance. Layered depth. Heat that built naturally. No bitterness. No artificial sharpness. And here's the shocking part: the total cost wasn't dramatically higher. Just smarter purchasing. Why big chains struggle with spice freshness? Large retailers like Sainsbury's, Asda, Morrisons operate on national distribution systems. That means spices may be packed centrally, stored in warehouses, shipped regionally, then stocked in stores. Time passes. Oils evaporate. Aroma fades. By the time it reaches your cupboard, it might already be 6 months old. Spices don't spoil dangerously. They just quietly lose life. The psychology of spice marketing. Here's something fascinating. Consumers judge spice quality based on color, intensity, label design, authentic, keywords, country flags on packaging, but none of those guarantee freshness. A bright yellow turmeric can still be old. A deep red paprika can still be bland. Marketing creates confidence. Aroma creates truth. The color illusion. Let's talk paprika. There are two main issues in UK shelves: overheated paprika, tastes bitter; old paprika, tastes like nothing. When paprika is fresh, it smells sweet and slightly fruity. But many mass-produced versions lose that natural sweetness. Same with cumin. Fresh cumin smells warm and nutty. Old cumin smells dusty. If your spice smells like cardboard, it will taste like cardboard. The real cost over a year. Let's break it down practically. Average UK household uses 10 to 15 spice jars per year. If each jar costs £2.50 average from supermarket, that's around £37 per year. But if half of those are weak, requiring extra quantity, or thrown away half full after losing flavor, you might be wasting £15 to £20 annually. Now multiply that by 5 years. That's £100 wasted on bland cooking. Not life-changing money. But flavor-changing? Absolutely. The hidden issue: storage at home. Even high-quality spices can become disappointing if stored poorly. Common mistakes: keeping them above the cooker, leaving lid slightly loose, buying in bulk and forgetting storing in clear jars in sunlight. Heat and light are enemies of flavor. Professional kitchens store spices in cool, dark drawers, not decorative racks above ovens. The 5-second freshness test: next time you're shopping, pick up the jar. Shake it gently. Turn it upside down. If powder clumps heavily or sticks excessively, moisture exposure may have already occurred. Then check expiry. But here's the truth: expiry dates on spices are often 2 to 3 years from packaging. Flavor peak: usually much earlier. Why whole spices are game-changing? Whole spices last significantly longer. For example, whole cumin seeds can retain strong flavor for 12 to 18 months. Ground cumin may lose intensity in 6 months. Grinding releases oils. Oils equal aroma. Aroma equals flavor. Buying whole and grinding small batches at home saves money, boosts flavor, reduces waste. Even a simple 10-pound spice grinder can transform your cooking. The two worth every penny expanded. Let's go deeper. 1. Independent high-turnover ethnic markets. In multicultural areas of London, Leicester, Bradford, you'll find stores where spices are not decorative products. They are daily essentials. That means faster stock turnover, fresher imports, better sourcing relationships, competitive pricing. Ask shopkeepers when stock arrived. Most will tell you honestly. That transparency is powerful. 2. Small batch artisan UK spice companies look for brands that roast spices in small quantities, pack in resealable, light blocking pouches, share sourcing stories, sell directly online. These companies treat spices like specialty coffee. Batch numbers. Origin stories. Seasonal harvests. Yes, jars might cost £4 to £6. But you'll use less. Waste less. Enjoy more. A chef's perspective. A London-based private chef once said, "Spices are like perfume. If the bottle has no scent when opened, the rest of the dish won't magically fix it." That sums it up perfectly. Spices are foundations. If the foundation is weak, everything built on top struggles. The biggest myth: all spices taste the same. They don't. Cinnamon from different regions varies. Cumin harvests vary. Paprika sweetness varies by processing method. Mass production smooths differences. Specialty sourcing celebrates them. The smell test challenge. Here's a challenge for viewers: open your spice cupboard tonight. Smell 5 jars. Rate aroma strength from 1 to 10. If most are below 5, it might be time for a refresh. The final reality check: this isn't about attacking brands. It's about understanding systems. Large chains optimize for scale. Independent sellers optimize for freshness. Neither is evil. But if you care about flavor, you need to shop in